locker room. Coach Gigs here, and today's message, creative avoidance. Creative avoidance. So, you want to know what this topic is all about? Well, with me here today in the locker room is no stranger. Good to have you here, David Brown. David's going to share with all of you what this means to have creative avoidance. David, tell them what's going on.
It's procrastination. We all deal with that. We've all experienced that in some form or fashion in our lives. And we talk a lot about this in our company at Southwestern Consulting internally and whenever we're speaking to groups and training. Creative avoidance is actually you choosing to fill your day with minutia. It's stuff that doesn't matter. It's like finding ways to creatively avoid the things you need to get done. Whether it's cleaning up the house, whether it's knocking on the next door, or having that conversation with somebody that you really need to have, but you're just kind of creatively avoiding it.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big thing. So it's a different form of procrastination.
Different form of creative avoidance. We come up with all kinds of reasons why we avoid doing the things that we want to do. Wow, that we need to do.
Got to do it, yes.
That we need to do. What advice would you give to people so that they do less creative avoidance and do more proactive living their lives?
Yeah, you just said it. It's actually choosing to do the things that you don't want to do. And one of my business partners, his name's Rory Vaden, Roryvaden.
Okay.
And he's got a book on the subject. It's called Take the Stairs. Some of you might have seen the book. It's a New York Times best-selling book. I actually have it here. This is my boy. This is the guy.
Love it. You guys know I don't promote things, but I want to promote this guy and this book and David because there's some really good advice in there.
He talks about priority delusion. That's a different form of creative avoidance. Priority delusion is more of like an unconscious things that managers will do, where they'll be not email. You can just hit up with that or distractions that are during the day. So it's not just procrastination anymore. It's creative avoidance and priority delusion.
Wow, I have to admit, I have gone to my email and spent a lot of time because I didn't want to deal with a particular subject. I have to admit, I'm guilty of that.
We all do.
I am.
Some form or fashion.
Really? Yeah, that makes total sense. What advice? Because you know what we're all about here, David, what advice would you give to us out there so that we can do less creative avoidance and do more? I know you already said, which is to do the things that we don't want to do, right? That would be one thing. What else?
Act. Just get up. If it's movement you need, get up and go. If it's the talking, go to somebody that you don't want to talk to, go find them, like run at it. You've literally got to act your way, and this is another thing that Rory talks about. It's easier to act your way into healthy thinking and healthy actions than it is to think your way into those things.
Yes.
So stop thinking, shut it off, and go knock it out, and just move.
That makes sense. All my years in the selling profession, probably the hardest part was not being out there in the field doing the work. It was always before all those creative avoidances that I would do where I needed to do this or take care of this and I didn't want to go in the field. But once I hit the field, everything was fine. So you're saying if I take action, that I won't have any more of those fears, that I'll be confronting?
Like move. Another one of my favorite books, it's Og Mandino, and he talks about being an emotional giant, like mastering your emotions, and that you will not, your emotions, they will deceive you all day long. So stop listening to them, get off your butt, go have the conversation, make that phone call, get out of your email inbox, whatever your life is, whatever you're dealing with.
I gotta get out of my email box?
Yes, you do.
I was
right now.
in there.
So, it's that. It's just moving.
Real good.
It's all.
Real
and
good.
It's very simple, but it's so hard, like you said, whenever you deal with it. It's such a simple thing. Move, go, act.
Beautiful. In closing this locker room, any other advice you would give to those out there to break free from this creative avoidance? Obviously, me being one of them. Anything else that we've left out that you want to give advice to? I'm sure goals have an important role in it, right? Because
having
your
focus,
having your focus,
having your vision in place, and then telling other people about it. We've got hundreds of people in our coaching program at Southwestern Consulting, so having that accountability partner, whatever it is.
I like that, being accountable to someone.
And be accountable to yourself, for sure. But you've got to tell other people that I'm not going to be procrastinating here. I'm not going to let creative avoidance dominate my life. So you guys can do that together.
Love it. For those of you out there in the locker room, I would strongly advise you to go out and get this book, Take the Stairs by Rory. He's been in our company. He's quite a dynamic young man. He's all over the world now. He's in demand. Him and David work together in the Southwestern Consulting Group. You'll get some really, really good advice and tips there. David, thanks for joining me in the locker room.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome to have you.
I love you.
We got a lot that's going on here. Don't you love it? Yeah, we do.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?